Honda. No stress. I know you they talk too much. Fam. Hey y'all, it's Maria Toyo. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. It helps me a lot. On this channel, we talk a whole bunch of things, and today we're tackling the 3 biggest African artists in the world. Burna Boy, we got Davido, and we have WizKid. First thing I want to get straight is that all these artists are amazing. They all deserve their flowers. I do believe that they are so talented, and I love each of their albums. So Burna dropped his album first in August, and then WizKid followed after late October, and then Davido recently dropped his album October 13th or something like that. So I've listened to all of them. I've listened to all of them multiple times, and I do have a personal favorite, but I'm gonna share that with y'all a little bit later in the video. If you are looking for a video that's gonna bash any of these artists, this is not the video, okay? We are appreciating them, and I'm just sharing some of my personal opinions, and that's it. There's no disrespect, there's no name calling, there's none of that. Not in this video. If you haven't listened to the albums yet, it's okay, don't worry about it. After this video, listen. The first album I want to talk about is Twice as Tall. When Twice as Tall dropped, I was so excited, y'all, because Burna Boy is my guy. Like, me and Burna Boy were like this. We're like this. Even though he doesn't know me, we're like this. Out of all of them, he's my favorite African artist. Side note, y'all need to listen to Don Gorgon by Burna Boy. Look it up. Write it down. Because, whoo, that's my favorite song. That's my favorite song by Burna Boy. Like, like, oh. Needless to say, I was really looking forward to this album. And Outside by Burna Boy is actually one of my favorite albums, period. So I would give this album an 8 out of 10. It was a very good album, and I definitely really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, there were a lot of songs that I liked on it, but compared to Burna Boy's other albums, it wasn't my favorite. But that doesn't mean I didn't like it. I know on Twitter, on the TL, people were saying that this album was trash, they didn't like it. So I guess I was looking for more songs where I could really dance to and get my groove on, you know. Also, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I did like having Diddy in the album. I believe Diddy's voice helped the album flow. Now, was his voice necessary? Maybe not, but he would say little words in the beginning of the songs and the end of the songs, and it would help flow to the next song. And that brings up another point. It's so important to listen to the albums the way that these artists want you to listen to them. When you listen to an album, do not press shuffle. You need to listen to it in the order that they want you to listen to it. Don't press shuffle. No. The 5th or 6th time you listen to it, that's when you can do shuffle. But nah. First 3 times, no, you gotta do it in the order. I admired his lyrics a lot, and I thought he was very vulnerable in this album, which I definitely respected. He didn't have too many features, which I liked. He had some features, of course, but it wasn't overwhelming. We're gonna talk about overwhelming features later on. This album for me is also really encouraging. I appreciate how Burna talks about his struggles and how he kind of worked his way to where he is now. Burna's huge. Now, I also want to talk about my favorite songs from the album. I'm going to bring out my phone. There are a couple songs that I really like, but I'll talk about my top 2 and then talk about some of my other favorites. Comma, that's my number 1. Comma, comma, yes, I love that one. I love it. And then you can bank on it. You can put on the and then when the choir comes in, I love it. I love the way it makes me feel. Those 2, top favorite from the album. I also like Way Too Big and Wonderful. 23 is good too. Oh no, this was a good album though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this album a lot. It just wasn't Outside. Next up, based on release date, we have Made in Lagos. Whew! Now this album was sweet. This album, I was looking forward to this album as well because I feel like WizKid was hyping us up. He was talking about, I'm gonna drop it now. JK, I'm gonna drop it now. JK, I'm gonna drop it now. Like, he kept on pushing the date. So we were like, okay, sir, when you gonna drop the album? So we were anticipating it. I was anticipating this album, and I was not disappointed at all. Like, with this album, y'all, there is no skips. There's no skips. There are so many favorites. I'm just thinking about this album. I'm like, I enjoyed the order of the album. I felt like every song was strategically placed at a certain point, and it just made sense. There was no point where I was like, there was no point where I was a little bored. There was no point. Like, I was listening to it and I was tuned in. I was hooked. And let me tell y'all something. Burna Boy is my guy, okay? Burna Boy is my guy, all right? For WizKid, this album was sweet. I'm not even the biggest WizKid fan. I'm Burna Boy all day. Like, I don't know what it is. I just think about like WizKid's voice, these producers, these features. I loved how there were a decent amount of features, but it wasn't overwhelming. I feel like each feature was necessary and added so much more to the album. Like, it would have been just good with his voice, but these features, and I can listen to it again and again and again and again. This album just makes me so happy, and that's what I want music to do. I want music to put me in a good mood. This music was chill. It was vibes. Y'all know how I feel about vibes, okay? We could use vibes in the sense like, you know, it's cool, it's the ish, like, it's nice. But we're not gonna use vibes as in, yo, what we doing?
We're vibing, what do you mean?
No, we're not doing that. You say that, that's a red flag and moving out, but that's not this video for that. Now, if you're looking for an album where you could do your leg work, your zanku, being a Zonto warrior, I don't know if this is the album for you, but if you're looking to chill, listen, like relax, this is the one. I'm trying to think, and I can't really remember any songs that really give me that, ooh, we gonna dance. Okay, now we're gonna talk about my favorite songs from the album. Number one spot for me is Ginger. Ginger with WizKid and Burna Boy. A combination I knew I needed. And they delivered. They delivered. The minute I hear that song, the minute it goes to 1 minute, I go back and I say, no, I wasn't ready. It plays again, 5 seconds, I go back. I wasn't ready. I keep on playing it and playing it and playing it and playing it. And then that last part with Burna Boy, he showed us. He came out and he said, wait, y'all not ready for this. Like, you see the way I'm hyped? This is why I love discussing music. Second favorite, Essence with WizKid and Thames. I love her voice in this. I just feel like, Some of my other favorites from this album were, let's see, Reckless, Blessed, Smile, Piece of Me, No Stress. I'm gonna say and all ain't no stress. She needs some love. Woo! Yeah, so yes, I like No Stress. What else? Love that album. I really do. Okay. And last but certainly not least, we have Davido's album, A Better Time. After hearing 2 great albums, I was expecting this album to also be great. And it was great. This album is very on brand for Davido's music. A lot of love songs. Davido was the first artist of the 3 that I was really, really hip to. Like, he was the artist that I was like, yeah. There's definitely some hits to this album, okay? Femme, oh, that is iconic. Femme is not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's good that he started off with that song because that song is huge. And then Davido came through with the features. He had some of the biggest artists on his album. One of the biggest Kenyan artists, one of the biggest South African artists. And then we have some American artists too, like Nicki, Lil Baby, Nas, Chris Brown, Young Thug. And then he had Tiwa Savage too. Davido came through with the features. But big features doesn't mean necessarily that that's going to elevate the song or elevate the album as a whole. Personally, I didn't think all the features were necessary. 11 out of the 17 songs had featured artists. I wanted to hear more of Davido's sound. I wanted to hear more of him. I feel like there's a certain way that artists can mesh together, but sometimes to me it kind of felt like 2 separate songs, or they didn't blend as well as I had maybe wanted them to. Okay, let's talk about my favorite songs from this album. Femme, 100%, love that song. Femme, I know you they talk too much. Femme, enjoyment for real. I also like the La La song. La La featuring CK. I really like that. And then actually, So Crazy. A lot of people on Twitter were talking about So Crazy. This video, this song is not it. It doesn't go well. But if you actually listen to it, if you actually take time to listen to it, music video aside, So Crazy is a great song. So crazy. I like the, she don't be regular degular. Oh, not regular degular, it's regular damija. So those are my top 3 from that album.
I forgot to mention the best that's also a favorite.
I individually talked about each album. Now we're gonna talk about ranking and seeing whose album was the best. They were all great, they're all amazing, but what most people thought was their favorite, and what I thought was my favorite as well. I asked on Twitter and I asked on Instagram what people's favorites were, and let me tell you what they said. On Instagram story, Made in Lagos, 15 votes for that. Second up was Twice as Tall, Burna, with 4 votes, and A Better Time, Davido, with 2 votes. Hold on, y'all, I'm just looking at this. So I'm looking at who did this poll. Some account with 78.8K followers did my poll. What? I don't know how he found my poll. On Twitter, we had a little more participation. Okay, so Twitter doesn't tell you how many people voted, so we'll just talk about the percents. Made in Lagos, WizKid, 63%. Twice as Tall, Burna, 24%. And A Better Time, Davido, 13%. I'm wondering if maybe less people listen to Davido's album because it did recently come out. Now for my personal opinion. My favorite album, and you could probably tell by my reaction when I talked about all 3, my favorite in my ranking is Made in Lagos, WizKid. He won the title. Congratulations, WizKid. Maria Toyo gives you the award of the best album out of the 3. You get this award. It has no significant value. It doesn't mean anything. I love the album. It flowed so well. It makes me so happy. I know it's something that I will not get tired of anytime soon. Now, ranking the next 2, Davido's album and Burna's album. It's hard. It's really hard for me to say what is my favorite after that, because they're 2 very different albums. I got 2 different vibes from them. If I had to say what my second favorite album is, I'm gonna have to say Burna Boy's album. Yeah, Twice as Tall. My reasoning is because there were a lot of songs that I see myself still listening to this day. A lot of songs on his album that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna add this to my playlist. Yeah, I'm gonna add this to my music. And I didn't feel the exact same way with Davido's album. Okay, and then for the last bit, I wanna talk about how successful I feel like each artist is and how this album kind of reflects on their success. So personally, I believe that out of the 3, Davido is the most successful commercially in the United States. I feel like his songs If and the Banana song, Banana, I can't remember, I'm blanking. It's because every time I hear those songs, I skip. Oh, Banana Fall on You. Those songs did very, very well in the US. Next, I would say in terms of commercial success in the US, I believe that Burna Boy has that place. Yeah, 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 yeah. His song, Yeah, that one, oh yeah, that was huge. They were playing that song everywhere. I feel like that was really huge, and I think that's another song that kind of brought Afrobeats mainstream. And then I would say WizKid. Now, WizKid might have a huger success in the UK, and I've heard about that, but I don't feel like he's really made his huge mark on the US yet. Let me know what y'all think. Maybe I'm wrong. And that's it. That is all we're discussing today on music. Let me know if you guys want me to talk more about music. I love talking about music, so I could definitely do more videos on this. Please let me know. Make sure to give this video a huge, huge, huge thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. I really, really appreciate it. This is tackling the 3 biggest artists in Africa. All right, y'all. Bye.